Yo, what is up, guys? It's Pedro here, and even though the Washington Commanders didn't play yesterday, it was a great day for them because of where their draft pick is. So I'm going to give you guys a complete draft update for the Washington Commanders, what picks they currently have, where those picks are slotted, and also what they need to do to get a top 3 pick. If you guys are new, make sure to subscribe, hit that like button, and the notification bell as well. So yesterday, we got 2 pretty unexpected results, and honestly, the whole weekend went the Washington Commanders' way, and it wasn't because they were playing, because if they were playing, it would have probably been a frustrating weekend, even though, losing at this point, I know a lot of people don't like losing, and I understand that, but I think the best outcome for the Washington Commanders the rest of the year is to lose out and lose, competitively. That's the best case. You don't want to be losing 45-10. That's not good because that means your young players and your team is just terrible, which so far the last few weeks, that's what it's been. It looks like these players have checked out. I would love for it to be competitive. I would love Sam Howell to ball out and it be, against the Rams, we lose 27-31, because at least, Sam Howell looked good and it was a close game, but it's been a lot of losses. But this week, some people thought we were going to drop back to like 7th or 8th in the draft order because of some teams that were playing. But the Bears, they beat the Lions, so that was good for us. They moved down a little bit. But then also the Titans. The Titans won yesterday against the Miami Dolphins, which was very surprising. And then also the New York Giants beat the Green Bay Packers. So that moved, not only did it move them down, but it moved the Bears ahead of them so that our second round pick is a little bit higher. So everything is working out the Commanders' way. Also, some people are like, oh, the Cowboys are going to be resting their starters last week. They're going to be resting their starters the last week of the season. I always said no because they're going to be probably some way to make it in. But now that they just beat the Eagles, there's just no way they're not going to be somehow in it by the end of the season. So they're going to be playing their starters. So everything went the Commanders' way. Everything went the Commanders' way. And if they lose out, the worst they can do is the 4th overall pick. That's the worst they can do. But if the Cardinals or the Patriots win a game, depending on the strength of schedule, because the strength of schedule right now is pretty close between us and the Patriots. But if the Cardinals, our strength of schedule is pretty different from the Cardinals. So if we lose out and the Cardinals win a game, we're guaranteed to go above them. So the best way for that to happen is the Cardinals beating the Bears. And at this point, the Bears are game behind us for the draft pick, and we have their second round pick, so we want them to lose out. So that's the best case scenario. The Cardinals beating the Chicago Bears. Also, the Jets won. They were close to us as well. If they would have won, or if they would have lost, they would have been tied with us. So a lot of teams that were tied with us, they end up, winning the game, and it really helped us out. It really did help us out this week. So I just, that's what we're going to talk about in today's video. Sorry, and we're going to go into what picks we have. So let's see, where's the graphic? Oh, and the percent. So ESPN does a little bit of a analytics thing. The Bears have a 99% chance of getting more than a 99% chance of getting a top 3 pick. Patriots have a 75. Cardinals have a 65%, and we have a 38% chance. It really, if we lose out and the Cardinals win a game, we're going to go ahead of them, and we're going to get that top 3 pick. So that's what we really need to happen. That is what we need to happen. And, you got these other teams, but we don't need to worry about them because we're a game ahead of all these teams in terms of draft position. We're 4-9, and they're all at those 5 win marks. So if we do our job, which is crazy, I'm saying that, doing our job, all we need to do is lose out and we get a top pick. And I know people are against that, but at this point, this whole coaching staff is going to be gone. This whole front office is going to be gone. They're going to probably make a lot of moves in the roster. So the argument of we need to win games so, we can be competitive and go into next year feeling good. I get that argument sometimes, but in this scenario, I don't get it at all because this team's going to be completely different. There's going to be a complete reset, and we want the best GM candidate. So if we have the number 2 overall pick, $90+ million in cap space, and we have, a high second round pick. That's going to be a very attractive GM spot versus the 10th overall pick if we win a couple games, or let's say the 8th overall pick and 90 million cap space and whatever. Like 2 to 8 is a big difference, especially when you're a new GM and they might want to take a QB. Maybe they'll take Harrison or an offensive lineman, but it's going to be up to them. So having that number 2 or number 3 overall pick is extremely valuable. And hey, if you go to like number 2, number 3, you can trade up. You can really trade up, and it's not going to be a crazy ton to go up 1 or 2 spots. If you were at 9 to trade up to 1, that's a lot. You saw what the Bears gave up what the Panthers gave up last year. They gave up their first that year, next year's first, I think last year's second, and DJ Moore and some other picks. They gave up so much, and they ended up, drafting Bryce Young, who hasn't been great. We'll see. Obviously, he also doesn't have a great supporting cast around him. We'll see how that goes, but that was a big trade. But if we're at 3, I think we'll probably finish at 3, honestly. If we're at 3, we just got to trade up 1 if we really want, and that's what I'm saying, if we want to take quarterback. We'll see if the Bears take a quarterback as well. Right now, I like how we still got to see what he has, what he's going to do the rest of the season. And that's kind of it. Let's go into our draft picks just so you guys can see how much draft capital we truly have. So we got ours, which is the 4th right now, 36th, which is, we're getting a lot of draft capital here. 42 for the Bears, which is, I like to see that as well. I don't know why the Bears one is 42 when we're 36 and they're right behind us in the spot. I don't know, but still great to see. Then you got 68, 100 from the 49ers from the Chase Young trade, and then 104. So we are loaded up with draft capital. So I know a lot of people are going to be like, well, if you take a QB at number 2, you're not going to be able to build up the offensive line. We got $90 million in cap space and a bunch of picks. You can draft a lineman here, and sign a couple guys. You can completely retool the offensive line. You can also do that with the number 4 pick and then also 36 or 42, but I'm just throwing out scenarios there. But I really like that we're in a good spot here with our draft capital because it's going to make our GM spot much more attractive. Maybe not the coaching staff a ton or the coaching job. It'll make the coaching job a little bit more attractive, but definitely the GM who's going to be making these picks, it's going to be more attractive if you have the number 2 overall pick versus the number 7, number 8. And we'll have our choice. If we're at number 2, we'll be able to take Marvin Harrison, Olu Fashanu. We'll be able to take a quarterback if we want. We have a lot of different things we can do. So I'm really excited, man. I'm really excited to see what the future is. But, hey, there's a lot of football left to be played. 4 more games for the Commanders, 4 more games for all these other teams. So we got to see what happens. But, yeah, I just want to give you guys a draft update. So thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed, and peace.